Well, I mean, he claimed that he was by Chris Stokes and everything else like that.
Right. You know, the way that he responds to certain things.
Well, I mean, he guaranteed that he was by Chris Stirs Up and all the other things like that, right? You know, the way that he answers specific things. Something horrendous has most certainly occurred, so me and Boo was in the room together. Chris Stirs Up put us in the room together and caused us to do stuff together. That is what they do. That is the way they move, yet I let you know right currently allowed someone to do that to my child. I will impact they minds out so everyone can see Omarion just J. Oin the visit on the developing reports that Diddy will be arraigned for his supposed exposition violations, and Omarion is presently spilling the tea on the far and wide exposition of youthful male craftsmen in the business, including the scandalous charges made by B2K part Raspi against Chris Stirs Up. In the meantime, viral hypothesis is spreading on the web about Chris Stirs Up being essential for something many refer to as the Boule, a reputed part of the Illuminati that Diddy is likewise purportedly part of. As per this hypothesis, influential men who are essential for the general public perform custom see on young men and young fellows, and word on the road is that these ceremonies are uncontrolled in the music business industry. Yet what precisely does Omarion realize about these reputed ceremonies? Did Chris Stirs Up and Diddy truly exploit B2K individuals? We should stall down after that. We had the option to get him in a superior spot. You know, where he felt agreeable, the ceaseless advent. Sure about Diddy being a genuine devil and degenerate just took one more upsetting turn after Omarion allegedly chose to stand in opposition to the paper that B2K individuals supposedly endured because of Chris Stirs Up and Diddy. Presently, in the event that you're curious about Chris Stirs Up, he's a previous record chief and the cerebrums behind a definitive gathering record mark, whose list included huge names like B2K, Omarion Jana, AKO, and Marcus Houston. Presently, we should rewind the clock just a little of setting one of the B2K individuals, Demario Rasby Thorin, who incidentally turns out to be Chris' cousin, dropped a sensation allegation guaranteeing he was tried by both Chris and Marcus Houston when he was only 11 or 12. As per Rasby, the supposed say occurred when Chris was overseeing B2K. Roz likewise shared a video of a profoundly disrupting discussion with previous Mark mate Quinn and Tarver, where they uncovered realistic harrowing tales about the supposed exposition by both Marcus Stone and Chris Stirs Up. At one especially troubling point, Quindon related an episode where Marcus Houston purportedly tried him while Chris Stock remained on the bed and watched the assault happen. L on the floor. Chris was on the B mirrors not too far off close to me when he attempted to peck me, and afterward I let him know I was draining. I said it hurt. Wow. It hurt, man. It hurt me. I'm a youngster, so he resembled letting me know that it's okay. I resembled okay, you put my definitely with Chris laying on watching with the polo teddy bear, and the on the watch. As per Quinton, this courageous woman assault occurred in Chris's room, and afterward, Rasby ringed in distinctively depicting the setting and asserting that he also was tried in that exact same room. Did Chris had? Are you discussing that wooden bed? Chris had that genuine high wooden bed. Yes, no doubt I am familiar with that bed. Hello, in favor of that bed on the left of it? Was it that little glass container with the adjustment of it and the little like futon? Was there a little? How would you are familiar that you then who how? Would you realize about that? I said, how would you realize about that? You were more youthful than me. So, how would you are familiar that Quinnan? I'm attempting to let you know I stroll through exactly the same thing. Would you stroll through that very first time that Marcus put his in my was, in that it was in that room as well. Yet Rasby didn't stop there. He proceeded to make another setting case charging that both Marcus Houston and Chris Stirs Up tried him once more in Las Vegas. That happened like I accept that happened like 2 times, like once there and afterward. Like one time like in Vegas, it resembled me, Marcus and Chris. Now at first Quinton wasn't excessively enthused about Chris unveiling their discussion, yet later on he let the cat out of the bag in a meeting and affirmed this large number of frightening things happened to him as a kid. Start to make an already difficult situation even worse when Quindon imparted his story to his supervisory group, expecting backing, and understanding the reaction he got was out and out grievous when that occurred. I imparted it to one individual that I figured I could trust in. Quindon said this individual returned and expressed something to my administration around then, And quickly I saw that there was this distance they wouldn't pick up the telephone. When I emerged to LA, Quindon uncovered that when he pouted out about the essay, every one of the promising open doors that were not too far off for him were grabbed away, and he created substance issues. I needed to return home since somebody did something to me. Quindon said I didn't have the foggiest idea how to adapt to that. I didn't have any idea how. To manage that, I started drinking and fiddling with medications, and I lost it. Man, I spiraled totally, yet considerably seriously tragic that Quinton unfortunately died at age 38, preceding getting any equity. On April 1st, 2021, Quinton's life was stopped in an auto collision in Dallas, Texas. The police expressed that, for an unsure explanation, the driver let completely go and struck the middle. Substantial obstruction went back across a freeway and struck the gatekeeper rail. Quindon experienced extreme wounds, and notwithstanding endeavors to save him, he passed on at a close-by emergency clinic. Concerning Chris Stirs Up and Marcus Houston's responses to Rasby and Quinton's claims, the two of them denied any bad behavior. As a matter of fact, Marcus made it a stride further by petitioning for a controlling request against Raz, guaranteeing that the allegations caused him profound misery. Chris Stirs Up likewise denied Rasby charges and said in an articulation, every one of the charges they make are misleading. I'm not gay, and I'm hitched, and I have 4 children. I've been with my significant other for quite a long time, and I'm not a kid ace, so those are bogus charges. I will sue them, and I owe the to my significant other and kids, period. It's crazy anyway. Chris never sued Rasby the same way Diddy never sued Cassie or other people who had made claims against him. Currently adding one more layer in question, Raz's bandmate Omarion at first guarded Chris Stirs Up and went similarly at blaming Raz for lying anyway. In an astounding development quite a long while down the line, Omarion transparently recognized that Rasby had, without a doubt, endured something horrendous back in 2007 when the claims previously surfaced. Omarion took to the public stage to communicate support for Chris Stirs Up, asserting he was a mentor and a good example to all the young men he coached. I need to be on the record as saying that Rasby Thornton and Ricardo Thoron are lying in regards to Chris Stirs Up. Omarion said Chris is a mentor to myself and numerous others in the business. He's directed you, has helped raise us, and is just a motivation and somebody I regard and gaze upward to. Omarion additionally added that he had not even once seen Chris act improperly and blamed Rasby for harming his standing. Anyway, quick forward to 2019, and Omarion changed the tune about Raz's charges in a sit-down with Vlad Television. Omarion said that once he developed as an individual, he at last comprehended that something awful happened to Rasby. Now in my development and truly understanding, you know where he's at. I see more, I see better. And this time around, Omarion didn't take the measures of safeguarding Chris Stirs Up or blaming Rasby for lying. Rather, he just said it wasn't up to him to point fingers. He guaranteed that he was by Chris Stirs Up and all the other things like that. And it's forever been denied by the wide range of various gatherings required. There was rarely any proof, yet he continued to express it again and again. Gracious, no doubt, better believe it. I certainly think something happened to him.